Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Advanced Wars Days of Ruin replay, not Days of Ruin, by web replay, blah. Spawn bottom right side as the Green Earth Jess, we got JessBestByTest. On top of the left side as the Orange Solar Drake, we got AustrianOak. Let's go and get started. This is a triple base map of one airport. This is, of course, Fog of War, no high funds. Both players do start with a black boat. There is a shore there, so not meant to pull out naval units. Which even a Drake player doesn't really want to pull out naval units, because naval units are far too expensive to get any good users from. A lot of fog, of course, is a Fog of War map. I see only a pair of comm towers on this map. Is there like also something, a similar map on Days of Ruin like this? Probably. Got a tank first put up by Drake. Jess has gone for recon. Number of roads instead of maps, so it's easy to get pushed forward and gets harassment done. If you look at these bases, this one base can only go right. There's rivers here. This one can only go left through a forest, so slows it down. Goes for recon, while this base can go either direction. And it's also in the back. Infantry tank. Tank infantry. Mech here. After some more properties, recon gets a good strike there, but does also spot the tank, and will soon spot the tank very close to him. And infantry will finish it off. Very nice. We'll take 2 more turns to capture that property. Recon pushes down south with another tank there. So Drake is heading quite south quite a bit. Recon has recon up north to engage the various infantry units. Both Jess has her comm tower. Drake does not, skipping it for the time frame. You don't need it immediately, just in the future. And now I got a pair of Jess tanks now pulled out over here. Double tree loaded in the back of that black boat. Good strike there. Does not spot the Jess tank in the forest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So can engage the infantry unit there at this one. But this tank should get a good first strike there. Interrupts that capture entirely. Right now, Jess is ahead by 2,000 income. Decides to go for the recon and not the tank. Finish off the recon entirely. This Jess tank decides to push forward the forest, not out onto the field where it can be spotted. Once a bit of an ambush there. This tank is in range of this tank, so this tank could get double tapped. Anti-air artillery does get double tapped by the tanks. This reinforcing tank can get a shot on end, then this tank can get another good shot on end. But decides to split the fire, which is probably a good idea. Needs some great hits there. Of course, with Jess's boosted power, I forgot to realize that she did not need to double tap that sim health tank. She was able to push it down one good shot. Drake's comm tower is almost complete. Right now it's 18 versus 18,000. Jess could capture this property next turn. Good strikes there, takes out the infantry unit. More infantry being pulled on out there, but with this guy here in the way, you can't unload both. Interrupts this capture here. Did not interrupt this capture, so just start pulling ahead and come. Gets some good shots there. Turns off the 1 health unit. Does not take out the tank there. We'll take it out now, the 8 health tank. Trying to flip our property as well, so just making some good headway in the center and the left side of the map. Anti-air deployed on the field. Good strike there. Got anti-air tank recon there. Battlecopter tank infantry. There's a good strike there. Doesn't take out this chest tank, so it could fall back to repairs or just be in the way. Drake does have 2 tanks here on course of recon. Has access to a tsunami if he wants to just whittle everything down. You can. Right now, they have similar values. Come down to day-to-day income. Each day, each player pulls ahead. But Jess does have 2 property advantage. Interrupts this property. Interrupts that property as well entirely. Tank is good strike. Finish off there with the infantry unit. Mech push up the way north. Recon tank and anti-air push forward. Infantry. Takes out that tank there. Wooden tank falls back. I saw that infantry unit there. Jess ends the turn of 99,000, 2,000 in banks at 101 versus 78 with 17,000. So Jess starting to pull ahead by about a turn. Good strike there on the tank. Jess has the overdrive now. And we may see the tsunami. Tsunami's now, or typhoon. Pops typhoon. 2 damage globally. Effectively doing 20,000 damage to Jess right now. Of course, the overdrive will fix the fuel issues. But of course, we'll get what? +2 movement range? You always forget. Yeah, +2 movement range and plus 40% firepower. Increase the firepower to 40%. Drake does play some battlecopters. Drake battlecopters have 30% less firepower, so they're not great. They're Drake. Does get trapped there. There's 1 health tank is pushing forward. It is base a recon tank right now. And no overdrive there. Oh, looks like this replay bugged out a little bit there. Oh. Yep, it bugged out pretty bad. I'm just hitting next turn to fix that issue. I saw a lot of stuff there that I got confused by, so that's why I hit next turn. I think it's the best thing to do. Sorry, I'm gonna have to skip that turn. Advanced Wars Wide Web is not the exactly most stable of programs. Overdrive is still available, has not utilized it just yet. Infantry tank. Couple of recons on here. Tank falls back to the city. That 1 health tank up here did get cleaned on up. So Drake has a decent advantage now by about a turn. Jess has to right now 20,000. Drake has 19. Does get trapped there. Tank recon or battlecopter recon. There's a lot of Drake battlecopters in the field. They're okay, just not great. Pops the turbocharge on the overdrive. Going for a limited advance. She can always follow up with another power next turn, possibly. So 1-2 punch. Great strike there. So this just has a plan. Let's see how well it goes. Gets good strikes there. Does not finish off that tank there, so maybe a little bit of a problem there, but nothing really exploited. This tank only reached out this far. Does get trapped once again. Mech catching up that property. Tank heading up north. I think this was just a power just to get the power charge consumed. Tank anti-air infantry. Jess has a good number of tanks, but there's a good number of battle copters by Drake. These tanks are still utterly ordinary, which is perfectly fine. So knocking this anti-air there would allow the battle copters more free reign. Artillery gets a good strike there. Additional 2 alpha unit. Good strike there. Boy, that actually a lot less firepower. Really did make a difference there. Does spot the Jess artillery piece. Knocks out the anti-air. Thanks to power, she does have plus 10% defense this turn. There's off a lot of outlying units. Anti-air tank infantry. Jess right now will start a turn of 81,000. Drake ends his turn with 132. Of course, Jess has a day-to-day. So she's effectively at 103. So she's about a turn behind her opponent. Capture it, starting to flip a property there. And gets a good strike there. So Jess maybe will flip some properties up here. She does have a 3,000 income lead and trying to flip multiple properties now, but this one's unlikely. Could see a perhaps tsunami next turn as a possibility. Stop the capture there. Tsunami cannot be brought on in. Now he is trying to flip a property. Tank moving back to north. Recon here. Drake needs some more assets up here. A tank or two wouldn't hurt. Goes for infantry. Tank. We'll have 7,000 in the bank. We could see a overcharge here if she needs to, but not a whole lot of stuff to spot down here. She has no vision pretty much. Does plant the capture there. Stops the capture there. Gets a good strike there. Next to the battle copter. Artillery piece pushing way forward. That's a stealth fighter. Stealth fighters are apparently not banned on this map. It is a Jess stealth fighter, so it's 10% less effective, but still. That's a Joe stealth fighter. She's going to try to equalize the game with a stealth. Stealths cannot be retaliated by anti-air, has to be retaliated by fighters, stealths, and I think missiles. Jess has her superpower now. Drake has Tsunami, should pop it. Does pop it. That's going to consume a lot of resources repairing this thing up. Jess does have, let's see, her power and supply. All units get resupply fuel and ammo, so she can maintain the stealth, but for power and superpower with the fuel. Neo to pull out by Drake. That is a horrible option, but that's with our caster vision. So yeah, the stealth can push forward. You start the turn of 16,000 in the bank. Here comes the turbocharge. The stealth had half fuel thanks to the superpower. I think she was forced to pop it. And now she could have waited a couple turns. Not sure how well she'll do. Her vision's not great thanks to the rain. Camouflage there. She could have waited a turn or two for the stealth fighter. I'm not sure. Yeah, the power could have waited. She's just not in a great position right now, that's for sure. She does end the turn spending all of her money. Got 2 more tanks. Drake's just doing quite well. Neo tank is very nice, just not super important right now. Does go for T-copter, tank, and a couple infantry units. I think overall just regular tanks would have been useful, but of course, just with our cast vision, He's probably not expecting a Jess stealth fighter. Does resupply there. Jess has a turbocharged battle. Now the stealth has him spotted. Does get finished off there. Drake will probably need to pull out a fighter next turn. He has not enough money for it thanks to the repairs. Gives a good shot there. It won't be able to trap the stealth there. The river's there. Gives good strikes there. He could try draining the field of the stealth by using constant tsunamis, forcing Jess powers. I have no idea if that's a good idea or a bad idea. Come from me, it's probably a bad idea. But he is one of the few CLs where you can target opponent's fuel, and that should be particularly useful against the stealth. Does get trapped there. A lot of tanks out of vision, and just does go hit the surrender button. As Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.